training medical doctors, nurses, and other allied medical professionals. The Federal University was established by the Presidential Fiat during the state working visit of the then President and Commander-in-Chief of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency Mohammed Buhari, to Ebonyi State. This bill, when passed, will provide a legal and institutional framework for the operation of this university. Consequently, Your Excellency, distinguished colleagues, an executive bill to that effect was introduced in the Ninth Assembly, which saw the merit of the bill and passed him by both chambers of the Ninth Assembly, but was not assented to by the President due to time constraint, hence the need for this reintroduction. The objective of the university, Your Excellency, shall include to encourage the advancement of learning and to hold out all persons without distinction of race, creed, sex, or political conviction the opportunity of acquiring higher education in medicine and other related health sciences. It also includes to act as agent and catalyst through training, research, and innovation for the effective economic development of our country. This university, when established, Your Excellency, will help in producing more doctors, nurses, and other allied medical personnel that will fill the gap created by mass exodus of our medical professionals to Europe and other developed countries for a search of better pay. Your Excellency, this university, through its teaching hospital, will end medical tourism outside Nigeria in view of the world-class medical equipment already provided in the university. Your Excellency, distinguished colleagues, I urge you, in view of the aforesaid, to back this bill and give the necessary support. Thank you, Your Excellency, for the audience.
Well,
Bayelsa West. Mr. President, let me first of all recognize the point that has been well made, that Anambra is one of the new states joining the league of older states that have been producing oil for over 70 years. And we say they are welcome on board. Now, on this issue of this bill seeking to make Anambra part of the Nddc states, Mr. President, with all due respect to my good friend who has brought this motion today, I disagree, because it doesn't align, as Mr. President had guided before, doesn't align with the history behind the establishment of the Nddc by law. Mr. President and my dear colleagues should take their minds back, even before the independence of this country, how the Willings Commission sat 1957 in Lancaster House in London and agreed for the establishment of a special development area for the Niger Delta. The Niger Delta is one of the 9 basins in the world. We are talking of a basin, a Niger Delta basin. And that's how we had this concept of that geographical area, which over time now involves a number of other states, because it's a basin. Like you said, in Ondo State, it's part of it. Abia, Imo, not even the whole of it, but parts of those states. And because parts of those states are part of that area, that basin, those states were considered to be part of the Niger Delta. Even at that time, Mr. President, there were a lot of discussions as to whether the name that should be given for that development should be the existing oil mineral producing areas development bill, OMPADEC. Being an oil producing area qualifies you to belong to the membership of the oil producing states, OMPADEC as it were. That would have been better. That argument was brought. But NDDC Act came as an executive bill, and the then president, when he was forwarding it, in order to address the challenges that were now coming from the area that is Niger Delta, decided to caption it the Niger Delta Development Commission, instead of the existing OMPADEC. So that was the misnomer which a number of people up till now query with. So, Mr. President, I want to urge my dear colleagues, and in particular the mover of this motion, that we do not have a South-South Development Commission. It's not. Now, this bill seeking to make Anambra a member of the NDDC states will make absolute nonsense of the concept of Niger Delta development. Because it will mean that now that oil has been reported to have been found in Gombe State in the northeast will now be said to be a member of the NDDC state. It will not make sense. We may have to look for another way, maybe of going back to establish the Oil Mineral Producing Areas Development Commission. That way, yes, OMPADEC. Yes, we have to go back to OMPADEC. That way, anytime oil is found in commercial quantity, and we pray that every state in this country should be producing oil so that they will see what we have been seeing, and the country will gain more. So we have no problems that oil has been discovered in Anambra or in Gombe or Sokoto or Adamawa. The more, the merrier, so that all can contribute to our national development. But, Mr. President, to stretch it too far, to include Anambra State, Gombe State, Sokoto State, Adamawa, anywhere that oil is found, to be part of a commission meant to address the problems of the Niger Delta Basin will be too much of a stress. So I understand the fact it has been established, which is that they already are benefiting derivation. What the Constitution requires as compensation for places, for states and local communities that produce oil is to get 13% derivation. They are getting it. Any other thing about the host communities' rights and so on, whoever produces gets it. But to say that this Senate should be invited, that anywhere oil is produced or found should be part of Niger Delta will be too much. So I want to advise that maybe this bill should be stepped down. Maybe it should be stepped down. So that, yes, it's a bill. It's a bill. It's not a motion. It's a bill to amend the NDDC Act. I think that we should step down this for further consultation so that we can look at all these things and possibly examine the possibility of other options, including the oil mineral producing areas development, some that can encompass any. We'll address this Anambra and any other one in the future. So, but I move that this bill be either withdrawn if the mover so thinks, or we step it down for further consultation. Thank you, sir.